Hi, I'm Marka, and I'm the creator of Ultimate Physicality, a program I used to help when I had a very serious spinal cord injury. I've been very lucky that prior to my injury, I had been a professional dancer and had some amazing training on many different levels besides dance, but also anatomy, physiology, and emergency medicine. If you're interested in knowing more about my story, you can go to www.ultimatephysicality.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Ultimate Physicality. Today, I'm playing around with the camera just to give you an idea of what kind of work I actually do. A lot of it is very similar to many other exercise programs that you may know about. However, we do them with a very different focus. Up is mostly about body awareness. How you are, how you move, how to make yourself move in the most efficient manner. I kind of ask people to think about taking their bodies apart and putting them back together again. We talk about trunk strength as opposed to core strength, because unfortunately when people think about core, they immediately go to the belly. Actually, the core of the body is everything that is not your head, arms, or legs. So in fact, the core is your entire trunk. It's very important to keep in mind that you want to be balanced, not only right and left. You hear people say, square yourself off. You don't want one shoulder sticking out, one shoulder raised. But we also want to make sure that we're balanced front and back, which is why I'm filming this into the mirrors. I will actually turn around and you will have, as you can notice, you have me, you'll have my back, but you'll also have my front in the mirror. So keeping this in mind, we're going to talk about the basic stance for up. Now remember, this is a slow process. Everything should be done almost as if it was in slow motion, so you can concentrate on how you are moving, not just the fact that you are moving. It's very similar to Tai Chi in that respect. So I welcome you to up, my little corner of the world, and my own little rehab session. I hope it helps. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll begin. The first thing to learn about is the stance. You want to make sure that you have a wide leg position to give you a good balance. You want to work on opening and separating the legs from the hips. You want to separate the ribs from the pelvis or hips, and you want to lengthen the neck from the shoulders, and you want to extend the arms out from the back. And we begin just by learning to stand. Your legs should be approximately a little wider than hip width apart. You might want to look down and make sure that your feet are even and you're balanced. And you want your weight to be centered on the ball of the foot. Literally, if this is the ball of your foot, that you have your weight mostly here. You don't want to roll back on your baby toe. You don't want too much pressure forward and inward. You want to always have your legs set up so the pressure is on the ball of the foot. I tell people to imagine that they have a puff of air under the toes, puff of air under the heels. It doesn't mean your heels are lifted. It just means that there's a little puff of air there, so you're not grabbing your toes or pressing back and pushing into the heels. You want to work the energy on the insides of the legs as if you were pushing your legs together rather than pulling up from the outside and working the quadriceps, popping and locking the legs. So the smoother and easier you get, the longer the muscle. The longer the muscle you have, the more you can work it to build strength and length, which is our goal, is to gain as much strength and much length as possible. Concentrate on always squeezing the buttocks. A lot of times you'll hear workout instructors say tuck your pelvis to flatten your back. And you have to be very careful of that, because the truth of the matter is we have a natural curve to the spine, and you want to maintain that natural curve of the spine. You don't want to let your belly hang out, which is why the abdominal cavity is so important to work. So you want to think about pulling the belly up, squeezing the glutes together, pressing the inner thighs together. And you also want to think about the rib cage coming down and into the belly button. So imagine an X from your one armpit to your hip bone and your other armpit to your hip bone. And this X crosses at the belly button. So when you inhale, you expand your lungs, and then as you exhale, you contract your lungs down and in, your lower abs up, your buttocks tightens, and then your shoulder blades go straight down and work the back muscles, the large back muscles, to keep you steady and stable. So let's just practice. The very first thing we do is to take a nice deep breath in. Expand the rib cage, and then exhale slowly, as if you had a pinhole in a balloon. The rib cage goes down, the lower abs come up, the glutes tighten, and the lat muscles pull down to hold your back steady. So you're balanced right and left, front and back. Again, inhale and exhale. You're compressing this together. It's as if you're making isometric or isotonic work. Isotonic work is isometric work changing the length of the muscle. So we're going to isotonically work. Every single exercise is in fact an abdominal crunch.